shoot, we should probably do the intro.
Oh yeah. Oh, what up? We back for another week of the Rick and Jordy podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the half of your host, Rick. What's good, y'all? We back with another one. Yeah. So when did it start clicking for you then? Like when did you take control of your body?
when did I figure out the controls?
Yeah.
Man, it was. I want to say confidently, probably like 5th grade.
Okay.
That's when I was like, all right, this is how you do this. I was still slow, but like I wasn't doing all the tripping and falling and all that stuff as frequently. But prior to that 4th grade, I was starting. It was starting to click, but it was still. But I would say confidently, where I was like, all right, now I'm just a kid. I think like 5th grade,
I can play. I can play and not worry about hurting myself.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I probably should have been in some type of like gymnastics or something like that. But the thing is, in certain eras, everybody looks at it kind of
right. Yeah.
But I don't agree with it when it comes to sports. Certain sports, I'll say this. I don't necessarily agree with it because there's some boys in her gymnastics class, and it's just tumbling. It's just like tumbling and like just
flips,
stretching, like stuff that is just good for your body, just to know how to use your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, and then as I started coaching, I learned how I think it's important that every kid learns how to play soccer.
I think I agree with that. I think soccer is a sport. Well, at least when I was coming up, and like in my eyes, I overlooked soccer completely. I was like, soccer, I don't want to play soccer. That did I equate it with like being a girly sport or something like that? I think
I did.
Yeah, for real. I know my best friend, she played it.
Yeah.
And I just never played it with her. But yeah, so but that foot coordination, crazy.
Because there's nothing if you feel like as a young boy playing soccer is weird, there's nothing more weird than being an old boy that has no coordination.
Right. Yeah. That like, what you doing?
Yeah. Looking like Bambi
for a reason. Yeah.
Like, bro, you're 12. Why do you run like that? Why are you
yeah.
Come on, man.
Why are your arms flailing?
Yeah.
To the side.
Yeah, man. I think it's important for them to do some like either gymnastics, a combination, maybe not all of them, but maybe a combination of gymnastics, soccer, and track. Because I think those sports, like you said, soccer is amazing footworking. Like you have to have great coordination for that, to be able to kick a ball, keep somebody out for you, and try to get it down. Yeah. Track just teaches you form, like proper form when you're running. And then gymnastics, I mean, just to be limber and being able to flip and learning how to use your body in space. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the NFL, I know there used to be like running backs. I think running backs and some linemen too. I think they would do like ballet just to be like limber. I mean, like just to be like light on their feet and that type of stuff. So I think as long as like there's nothing wrong with it. You got to understand, like, it's a sport and it's just teaching you how to use your body.
Bro.
It's just, because it's associated with a certain gender that it gets looked at a funny way. But
Yep. I don't know. Same. Like, so gymnastics and soccer. I remember, like I said, I was in gymnastics in kindergarten. I barely remember what we did, but I do remember being on the long trampoline and jumping and then doing cartwheels down that mug.
Yeah.
And, that was pretty fun. And then we worked on maybe a few tumbles like back handspring, stuff like that. But I don't know, from 1st grade, really, I wouldn't say I was uncoordinated. I think I was athletic enough to keep up with everybody, like in my class and stuff. I remember this to this day. I was 3rd fastest in 1st grade. I remember that. But
that's a big thing in elementary school, though.
Yeah, like, it is.
That's the person in the classroom got the respect.
For real. Yep. And then I remember my friend Aaron, he was the fastest. He was coincidentally the tallest. So he was a tall young kid, but he knew how to move his body and all that. He played basketball. But
I still remember one of the fastest dudes in our class. His name was like Joey Mitchell, I think. Yeah, this white
yeah,
kid. Like when we were like 3rd grade, I think it was him, and then it was this dude named Jerron Poe, black kid. They was like the top 2, but Joey Mitchell, I think, was probably like the fastest one, and he was a pretty tall kid. Like he was my height too, so I was
okay,
one of the tallest ones in my class, and then he was like me and him were like neck and neck. He was
right,
probably he might have had me by an inch or two, but uh, they were
yeah,
definitely faster than I was. I mean, I was okay. Like my speed was okay in 3rd grade. It was better. I just wasn't. But there wasn't a whole lot of like really really fast kids. They were really
I
really
got
fast.
you. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Aaron, he was the fastest all throughout. I'm pretty sure all throughout elementary, he was the fastest at the school. But yeah, so when it came to like kickball and basketball, I was never the best though. So
Hmm.
like I was fast and I knew how to use my body, but I was never the best when it came to anything for real.
Mhm.
Because I remember kids used to boot that mug every time they were up at bat for kickball. They would
Yeah.
boot it out to the field. It's hit and miss for me. Let's see what I do this time and stuff like that. And then basketball, age old story of I just it wasn't in the cards for me. Put it like
But
that.
you're not actually when I think about it, you're not a bad basketball player because I played with you before in college, and
Yeah.
you're actually not a bad basketball player.
Maybe if I actually learned the game or something, maybe I would have more success in it.
But for somebody that didn't emphasize it though, because like
Yeah,
there are people that don't emphasize it and they're just terrible anyway. But
that's true.
like
That's
somebody
true.
that doesn't emphasize it, that's you're still like you were, and this is not a negative term. Some people look at it as negative. It's not negative. You are a serviceable player. Like if we playing pickup, I would put you on my team.
I appreciate it.
I'm just saying because
I,
like there's I mean serviceable means like oh they're gonna get something done like they're
yeah,
either play good
yeah,
defense or
yeah. That's exactly. I'd put some defense in,
yeah.
but yeah. So I don't know, but when it came to high school though, when it like for us comparing me and you, I was athletic, in elementary up to high school, and
Mhm.
then it kind of shut down for me. But for you, it seemed like once you came into it,
Yeah.
it just stayed, and really just the injury maybe kind of
Yeah.
hindered
But
you.
but so even prior to injury, I still wasn't very athletic. Now I was definitely much more coordinated. By high school, my
Okay.
footwork was impeccable.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So my
yeah.
footwork
It's like
was
high school. I was straight. Yeah.
my footwork was phenomenal. Like I was
Okay.
great. Now, like I said, athletically though, like jumping and running, I still wasn't the fastest. I didn't jump the highest. I did work really, really hard, but you know, for me to be competitive, I had to always work twice as hard than everybody else. So like
Mhm.
there's guys that are naturally gifted
Yeah.
and naturally athletic. That wasn't me. So like everything I did had to be twice as hard just to be competitive with
Okay.
other guys. Yeah. So I became really smart at basketball, like playing sports in general, but basketball mainly. I became really smart. So like I understood one of my favorite things was I understood that on the baseline in basketball, on the baseline, when I drove baseline, I understood that there was an easy way to draw fouls. Um, and so because the way you have to play defense, you got to be, it's easy to try to like, people like to push you. Like when you get to the baseline, they like to kind of give you a push. So I
Mhm.
learned, one, I had to get my footwork down so I can tightrope the baseline. So I tightrope baselines, and then I'd always like, I had a really, I love just going up and under on the rim, on the
Okay.
baseline. And a lot of times, like I said, people have that instinct to try to push you. So I drew a lot of fouls that way. So I did stuff like that that put people in foul trouble. I learned how to shoot the ball really well. I learned post moves so that way, like if I got a smaller player on me, I could, do that. The big
Mhm.
big guys couldn't guard me outside. So I played like every position. So like those were the things that helped me be successful. Like it was still having to be like think it
Still
through.
thinking about it and not
Yeah,
just the natural
yeah.
talent of
But
going
I
out there and playing.
exactly. But because I grew up without all the athletic ability, I didn't have a choice but to learn that part of basketball. And so I learned that really well. And then I was successful in high school up to a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't no superstar player, but I was able to be, I was able to be a solid basketball player.
All right. Well, still commendable.
And defensively, I learned how to cheat. I'll be honest. Now I can say because I don't care no more. I don't play. I guess I ain't play.
Drop the.
So like in high school, I was really big on this. People didn't like it. So because, like I said, I'm not very athletic. So most of the guys I play against is Kansas City. So everybody's fast. Everybody's big. Everybody's strong and could jump. So I knew that most nights I was going to guard somebody that was going to be way faster than me, way quicker than me anyway. So what I would do was when they beat me off the dribble, whatever side they're going, I would knee the outside of their thigh. I don't know if I told you this before. Did I tell you this?
I don't know. You might have.
I would knee that outside of their thigh. So when they whatever, the outside of the thigh. So when they would take a drive, I just knee them on the outside of the thigh, and I would use you get 5 fouls. So I would probably use close to 2 a game usually if they caught it. Sometimes I get away with it, they wouldn't even call it. But what happens is what I learned over time is if you need somebody in the thigh, it starts to like tighten up. So when that thigh tightens up, now it's like there's 2 things that happen. 1, you slow down automatically because now it's tight. It's not, and then 2, it hurts. So you don't want that to keep happening. So they'll slow down. They'll stop driving as much, and they'll start if it's a guy that can't shoot, they're in trouble. They're in a long night. Now I'm just gonna sit there. I'm just sitting there and I'm having fun now. And then or you just got to pass the ball off. You know what I'm saying? So like I learned that, and so like I was like, all right, I got 5 fouls. I'm smart enough to not foul out. I didn't foul out. I very rarely fouled out.
Okay.
So I'd probably use 3, maybe 4 fouls. Like average 3 fouls a game. High end 4. There was a couple nights I might have fouled out. Very rare. But I used 2 of my fouls on that. If I had 3 fouls, 2 of them came from that. And by towards the end of the game, after you didn't play the full game, you're not doing that stuff no more. So now we're on an even playing field. And likewise, if you're guarding me, you're in trouble too, because now I'm just gonna keep attacking your leg. Like I know the leg hurts.
Right. Whatever leg I'm kneeing, I'm going that way.
And then when we get under baselines, if somebody's running off the screens, just grab a handful of their jersey. We learned that in practice. Just grab a handful of jersey and just hold on to it, But you do it underneath when they're running, so that way it's like there's commotion going. So you do it, you pull them. If you just pull them just enough, it just throws the timing off. Because everything like basketball, football, sports is all timing. So when you're running a set, they're coming off the screen, they're trying to catch and shoot. If you just tug their jersey just good enough, you can just mess up a pass. You can mess up their timing or their rhythm. Even if they get to the pass, you can mess up their rhythm where they were trying to get into their shooting pocket and all that stuff. So just like little things like that, bro. Like when you're not blessed with athleticism, you just start learning little sneaky stuff like that.
You start learning tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
And pass down.
Yeah. I was hesitant on teaching players that stuff. I teach them, but I was hesitant on it because I don't want them to go out there and hurt anybody. It's not intentional to like really hurt you, but it's to give me an advantage though. So
right. No, I wish I they had some of that, or just had some a growth spurt early on. That would have helped a little bit at least, but it's all good. It is what it is.
I just wanted to be 6'5". If I was 6'5" and could like jump, if I was naturally athletic, I probably would have never learned to shoot, and I probably wouldn't have done as much cheap stuff.
Just attack the rim.
Yeah, I trash talked a lot too. I like the trash talk because it gave me a little boost of confidence, and it gets in another person's head. I like doing that, so that was fun.
Okay. But when I played organized basketball was 7th grade, I want to say 7th or 8th grade. And then football was that story about freshman year of high school. Baseball was probably 5th or 6th grade. I was like, yeah, baseball isn't it. And then after that, what was it? That was about it. Biking all over. I mean, I stayed active in all that, but just never really into organized sports. So
Yeah, I wish I would have tried some other stuff. Like I did baseball when I was a kid, but I wasn't very good. Like I couldn't do anything outside. Like I was a catcher. I was a
okay.
catcher, and I played outfield, so I
Mm,
could catch the ball. I could
yeah,
do that. I was good at that. I wasn't afraid of catching the ball. Um, although hitting was not my strong suit.
yeah, that's where I lacked that too.
Yeah.
I was a good pinch hitter, so they would sub me in, and I was fast enough to run the bases and all that.
Okay.
The positions they had me at were second base and shortstop for
Mhm.
the most part. Um, yeah, that's all I remember. Striking out that it would piss me off, but it
Yeah.
happened so much. I was like, damn, like what am I doing wrong?
That's the only fun part to baseball to me was
No, it's
hitting
bad.
the ball, and I
Yeah.
was bad at it. It was like I tell my parents, like, and then, I know I felt bad because my dad was really good at baseball growing up. Like that's
Okay.
all my uncles and aunts talk about, like how good. Like, man, your dad, he was
Yeah.
something special. Like he could have probably went pro. Like he was legit like that. Um, and so I tried it. I was, like I said, I was a really good catcher. I didn't drop anything, but although I used to cheat in baseball too. So here's the thing: I wasn't doing it intentionally though. That's the thing. I wasn't doing it intentionally. I was doing it off of instinct because it's like, all right, somebody's about to swing a bat, so you want to try to. In my mind, I was thinking I could grab the ball because this is my first year playing. I didn't really understand the rules like that. I just know
Mhm.
my job was when I'm back there, I'm supposed to catch the ball when the pitcher throws it.
Yeah.
And so I always thought, well, let me get out here and grab it before. So, I mean, we're like, I think this is like third or fourth grade, maybe fifth. But so I would always kind of like stick my hand out a little bit ahead. So when the ball is getting ready to come across the plate, I would stick my hand out a little bit ahead because that was my timing.
Mhm.
That was something that I would do in practice when I was learning, was stick my hand out and grab it when there's nobody there. And so I would do the same thing when they're batting, but I only got called on it one game I can remember where the umpire was like, "Hey, you can't do that." Because that's your but nobody else would call it because I guess it was like, so they're not swinging that fast. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So like their swings are so slow, the timing of it all looks the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't look, I'm not going super fast. They're not going super
Mm,
fast. We're just meeting in the middle.
it's not
It's
like the
like,
ball is disappearing.
right. Like I'm still catching. I'm still here. It's just like a little stick the hand out, grab the ball, and then they swing. And so then we get strikes. And so they're like, oh man, he's really good. We're striking him out. But I was cheating. And then in one game I got hit in the hand. It didn't really hurt. You got the you got the glove
Yeah.
on. So it didn't really
Did you
hurt.
get hit back of the hand?
Yeah, I got hit on the back of the hand.
Yeah.
So I could feel it, but it didn't. I mean, it didn't do anything. It was just like a little sore, but
Got you.
I
Got
still
you.
kept doing it.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. Did it stop you from? Nope. Nope.
No, no, no. It didn't. It didn't hurt that bad. It hurt a little bit. It didn't. I didn't have to come out the game or nothing. But
Did you ever get hit by a pitch?
no, no, not that I remember.
I did. When they called for me to bunt,
Mhm.
and I didn't know how to bunt. So, I think like say this arm is the bat, right? My
Yeah,
right arm, and you know how you're supposed to like put it out,
yeah.
but instead I was holding it, and I like literally I kept it over my body, and I
Mhm.
just moved my body over the plate.
Oh,
Get me? Instead
yeah.
of just the bat over the plate,
Instead
I
of the
moved
play.
and that it hit my arm. It hit my left arm, and that mug hurt so bad because it hit like right here.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
That had
hurt
to
a
hurt.
little bit. And I was like,
You could have broke your forearm.
yeah, baseball is not it.
No,
Baseball. That wasn't how it worked.
they could have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But shoot, we should probably do the intro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, what up, what up, what up? We back for another week of the Rick and Jordy podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the half of your host, Rick. What's good, y'all? We
What
back
up,
with
yo?
another one.
He back with another one. We was just getting into some sports stories. But one more before I go, because I did play golf in high school my senior year, and I
remember
also
you.
ran cross
Okay.
country for a few years, but it was just for conditioning. In cross country, I think my first year that I ran it for like 2 years, I think, or something like that. My first year that I ran it, I didn't understand the concept. I know that you run long distance, but in my mind, I was just like, man, let's get out of here and do this. So our varsity basketball coach was also the cross country coach. And so he told us, you know, hey, if you come and run cross country, you don't have to do preseason workouts.
Okay.
I would still do them anyway because I wanted to go, you know, get some shots up and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. But he's like, you wouldn't have to do that. But I was like, I'll do this because this would be part of my condition, and I need that because I was expecting. I was my sophomore year, so I was expecting one, get in good with the coach. 'Cause I wanted to play varsity. Two, I was expecting to try to play longer minutes. You know, my freshman year I played mostly all the whole game, so I was like, okay, I'll probably do the same thing for here on out. You know, as I move up. But anyways, so my very first meet, I took off and I'm like out in first place, and I'm like, this is light work. These dudes is slow.
Yeah.
So like, cause I didn't understand the concept of like you got to pace yourself.
Yeah. Energy.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like
We out.
when we outside the neighborhood, like when you try to go from place to place, you just take off running, but you don't really think about like you know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? But here is like you're running a long distance and you don't necessarily know where the end is. You just keep following the trail. And so I'm like. So my coach, I see him, he's like sprinting. He's like, oh, he's like excited, like, oh, Crusoe taking off. Bro, I tell you, like, probably like, I don't know, 30 seconds in, I'm dead tired. Like I ran it like a wind sprint, and everybody's passing me up. I got last place. But there was one meet that in particular that we ran at that I was so far behind everybody, and I was like cramping and stuff like that, like stomach. And I was like, I asked him, I was like, how much farther we got? Oh, you got like another mile. Oh. When everybody went past, I faked the injury, bro. I said, oh, I rolled my ankle. It got the cart and came and drove me across the finish line. My parents was over there. They was looking like, what happened? I was like, my ankle. I did turn my ankle a little bit, but it wasn't enough to make me stop. I just used that as an excuse.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, get me out of here. I'm not I'm not doing this. Y'all tripping, man.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah.
I never ran cross country. I did run track in middle school for maybe a month or two, maybe a month or two out of the season. So I was, by that time, I wasn't one of the fastest anymore, right? My 100 time was, it was probably like 15 seconds or something like that.
Yo, 100?
Yeah, exactly. So I remember my friend, she was running like 13. That's what they were like. Yeah, you should be running like 13 or something like that.
But this is middle school, right? You said
middle school.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. Maybe it's because my legs were short, you know. But anyway, so instead, I thought I was going to sign up for track, run the 100-yard sprint, and be like, all right, that's my event, right? That's my event. Come to find out, they're like, no. You're not fast enough. They put the event list out. I was on the 400. I was like,
why would they put you in the 400? The 400? My bad. Go ahead.
400, yeah. So I may have raced the 200 relay if I had got lucky. But yeah, they put me on the 400, and me having asthma, not being conditioned, I was like, they're like, yeah, you just have to just pace yourself and just go slow and start picking up speed. And kind of same story as you. I started out fast, and after that 200 mark, I was like, I was winded, right? And and so everybody else kept running. I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep running at least. I got to like last 100, last 50. I was walking, bro. I walked across the finish line on a 400.
Dog.
That was, I wasn't embarrassed because I was like, I don't run track. Like,
I wouldn't be embarrassed either, bro.
Yeah, this is my first time doing this or whatever. But it's a wild story. Yeah, I remember Miss Beth put me on 400. I was like, oh man,
bro. Because the 400 is usually like the last event of the meet, ain't it? Is it the 400 or is it
when it was?
The 400 is a freaking man's race. Like,
yeah, it is.
You have to. It's a dead sprint for one full lap.
Yeah, for a full lap.
Like that's not something. If that's not something you just throw somebody in. Like,
yeah, so.
Bro, I think I did that one time at one meet because like in middle school because they try to let everybody like see who. bro. I was like, don't put me in this ever again. Like I'm not about. I couldn't win that, bro. I'm not one. I'm not fast enough. Two, I don't have the endurance for it.
That's what it was, an endurance race. I was
Yeah,
like, this isn't it.
I'm not doing this, man. Keep me in relays. Let me do relays.
And then I remember in high school, the homeboys, D'Angelo and Mario, they were competing for state or whatever, and they had to go out. It was during gym class. They had to go out there and run a 400. Whoever was faster got put on the team. And I saw how they ran it. I was like, oh my God. Like you said, all out sprint the whole time. I'm like, damn. I was like, I can never have done that.
No. The 400, the 800, where that's another, like, basically another sprint, but it's a sprint for 2 laps, but you can kind of pace it, but not really, because you know, but I like relays, like a 4x1, a 4x2, like that type thing.
I could do that.
I think I had to do a 4x4 one time, which is dumb. Like I didn't like that. They just be making you try stuff in middle school.
Yeah,
bro.
they don't. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They like put you wherever, see what stick for you.
Yeah, I was cool in field events like middle school. I was okay at long jump.
Yeah, I was all right at long jump.
Yeah, I was trash at high jump though.
I never got to do high jump.
I couldn't get the form down, the technique. Like we had I couldn't get that down, bro. I was like this. If I couldn't just like hop over it like that,
it's a wash.
Yeah. The triple jump, I couldn't get the footwork down for that. That was kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, I did a triple jump a couple times.
Yeah,
it was I forgot how they taught me that.
Yeah, that jump looked hard. I was like, long jump is mine. Like long jump, I was, like I said, I was cool with that. I wasn't like I didn't win no medals or nothing, but I don't think I won any medals.
Yeah, coming fourth in the long jump. Yeah,
I don't even know if I made it fourth. I think that was just like the best thing that I could do in track, like, you know. And I still wasn't like great at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just like, oh, for me, this is really good. Like I wasn't athletic like that, like to be, you know, good at track or anything like that, man.
To be one of the kids that just played every sport and excelled at everything.
It was just something to do.
Yeah,
that's all it was. It was just something to do.
Speaking something to do, or like I was watching, I ran across this dude on TikTok. Have you heard of the dude that talks about drinking his own piss and using his piss to like, first he uses it for a cologne or perfume himself. He's like, when it revitalizes the skin, it's good for hair loss and hair or scalp therapy or whatever.
No,
that's apparently, apparently it's a thing on TikTok, or there's a community that they advocate for store. Like this particular video, he's like, oh, I have a mason jar of aged piss or aged pee. It's been sitting for 6 months. So he had like fermented piss, bro. And he's like, you see, it has this dark color. That's how you know it's good and it's old. Oh, my goodness.
Listen, ban TikTok. Let's
ban TikTok.
Let's ban TikTok.
On the ban
shut it down. Shut the whole thing down. TikTok, man. Hey, look, it's cool for like recipes and, you know, little hacks, like little crafts and things like that, DIY stuff. Man, hey, look.
But when people band together and start creating communities and the wacky ones,
I'm not taking no health tips from TikTok, bro, because they, you know, if you basically, if you want to keep your nutrients in you, if you cut your arm and you let it bleed and you let it drip, and then you let that drip into a cup of tea, and then you drink that, you drink it. Come on, man. Nah, bro, I'm cool.
I keep my nutrients inside me.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. Y'all can have that. If you eat your chicken raw, that's how you get the best of all the protein and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Liver King.
Right. Hey, have you ever seen that? There's an episode of Wife Swap. Have you ever watched Wife Swap?
Swap.
Okay. There's an episode where there's a lady that swaps and goes to a family that only eats raw meat.
Have I seen this one?
Bro, it's gross. I couldn't watch the whole thing.
For real.
Yeah. It was
I can't say if I've seen it or not.
Yeah, she tried to make them eat cooked food, and the kids was throwing up and stuff. They was like, "We can't eat this mess. This is terrible." and the dad was throwing up too, and he was like, "What are you trying to do? You trying to kill us?" And I was like, "That's bro. Yeah, you got to be mindful of whose house you go over and eat at, because you just don't know."
Like, that's fucked up on Wife Swap's part, knowing that family ate raw food.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think she ate any of it. I think she just passed on it, because bro, that's dangerous, bro. You can get really, really sick, and you could die from that. Like, and then he had his kids eating that stuff, and it was just like, bro, what? Like, it's like that chick. I don't know if you remember watching Flavor of Love, and that chick that put the full chicken in the microwave,
raw
the chicken button or poultry button or whatever. Yeah. And was like, and it was like,
that's not how you cook the chicken.
They microwave a whole chicken breast in there like that. Like that's the reheat cooked food.
Yeah, some people ain't got the sense. Or
she thought it was. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cook this fast." But yeah, bro, people, man, look. So I'm just saying to say this, that whole TikTok thing, bro. Yeah, it just gave nasty people an outlet.
An outlet for real. That's all it was.
People.
Yeah, that's all it was a fetish. That's all it seemed like. It was like you masking it with health benefits or whatever. No, you just putting your fetish out there on TikTok.
There's people that have drink.
Yeah.
There's people that have drank urine, but it was to survive, because they were, like either like out in the wilderness, stranded somewhere. That dude that was what was that movie called? Is it 72 hours or something like that? 27 hours. Oh, I said 72. I'm tripping. 27 hours.
Yeah,
where he was stuck in that canyon or that mountain or whatever. Bro, that movie was
sad. Or was it 127 hours?
127 hours. It was something large.
Yeah, 127.
Yeah, 127 hours. So yeah, and he did that, but it was to not be dehydrated. It's not. It wasn't a
self-alive.
It wasn't a luxury.
Not fake. Yeah, not the fake. Not as a fake youth serum or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
and here's the thing: if you have a weird fetish, so be it. Just keep it off of social media, because then when you get met with people talking about you nasty, and then you like, and then you get offended, you didn't have to share that information. Nobody wanted to know.
Or you could have went and found that specific group of people in a specific spot.
Yeah,
you don't have to share with everybody and hope for the best,
right?
Or expect everybody to accept it.
Yeah, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. Because we have smoothies and water. There's almond milk, oat milk,
orange juice, apple juice.
Yeah.
There's
plenty of things to drink that can get you your nutrients, your hydration. Pedialyte. When you're dehydrated, you take a little bit of that. There's a lot of things out there. So I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's stuff like that that makes me like, yeah, y'all can go ahead and ban TikTok. I'm okay with that.
TikTok or people who drink. Never mind. I can't say that. TikTok can go. Yeah,
they get rid of whole TikTok. TikTok is wild, bro. They get away with the most wild stuff. I feel like, because I feel like I don't see stuff like that on on Instagram. I don't see that stuff on Instagram.
I don't know, but
I don't have Twitter.
I try to stay away from it. Yeah, X or Twitter.
Yeah,
me neither. Don't like that.
I heard it. It's.
I heard Twitter is just XXX now. Instead of X, it's just XXX.
That's what I heard too. So it seems like slowly the platforms are losing its purpose.
Yep. So maybe eventually something new will come along, but if it's not owned by Meta, then
bro,
it's going to have a tough time.
They're going to own everything before long.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, side note, it had nothing to do with where we're at. We were talking about Monkey Man last week. It's on Peacock.
Oh, it is?
I started watching it, Bro, it's kind of boring already though.
It is a slow burn. I can't lie.
And it's 2 hours.
Lie. Yep.
But I
Yep.
started it at night, so I'm gonna try to. I'm only like maybe 20 minutes in, so
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna give it a shot though because I've
Give
been
it.
wanting to see it.
Yeah. Give it to 45 or so.
I'll give it its fair shot. I'll give
Yeah.
it its fair shot because it's actually a movie I wanted to see, and so I'm not gonna do it like that. Like if it was a movie that I was just like, whatever, but and people said it
Yeah.
was good, and that's why I'm watching it, then I would have just been like, yeah, I'm good. But
No, the person who I watched it with, she was like, "This is boring." So, I was like, "Just keep watching. It's going to get better."
I'm
That
hoping
was good for me, but yeah, it was a little boring.
But yeah, but no, but you know, like I said, movies it be like maybe a month, you know, maybe a couple weeks from when it was in the theater. Like Bad Boys, what is this?
Yeah, yeah, be the turnaround.
It'll
Wow.
be out. It'll be out soon.
Yeah, like Dune 2, that came
Mhm.
out. That was a huge blockbuster, and that came out pretty quick too. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause I saw that on. I didn't watch it, but I saw it pop up on HBO Max or something like that.
Mhm.
Sneeze, hold up. Oh man, I thought I had a sneeze. But yeah, these movies be coming out quick, so that's why I don't be. We might take the kids to go see Inside Out 2.
I've heard good things.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I really want to yet,
Is
but
that
I'm
more adult?
no, just because
Oh, it's
I
going
wanna
to
go
come
to it.
out.
Yeah, it's gonna come out, and I just don't wanna spend all that money just to go see it, but, you know, my daughter's never been to a movie theater, so I won't when Mo said that, I was like, "You know what? That is an experience I enjoyed as a kid, so
Yeah.
I'd like for her to have that experience," but we maybe we'll do it. I don't know if we'll do it on this one. We might just wait
Okay. Okay.
because I don't know if she'll even be I don't know. I know she's fine, like, watching movies when we're at home. I don't know what it'll be like out when she has to use the bathroom or she's
Uh huh.
bored or whatever it may be, so we'll see.
Yeah. Want to talk a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she might like it, so I don't know. We'll see.
For real, yeah. She might be enamored by the huge screen and the sound system and all that. So
Yeah, definitely the sound system because we got the projector screen, but not the big,
true. Yeah.
not like that, but we do have projection. We watch, yeah, we watch that. We'll put the air mattress out and watch that, but but she might like that, the whole sound and all that stuff. So yeah, so
Yeah. Let me know
think about it.
when y'all do take her.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be an experience.
You know, kind of what we were supposed to talk about today.
Yep.
If that went through, then movies and a lot of books and stuff like that, just the media
Mhm.
start changing. That's part of the plan.
Oh, is it really? See, I didn't get into detail. I just saw some, just different clips here and there about what was supposed to be, and so I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah,
How so?
it is just like censorship for real.
Oh,
That's really what it would be.
so I
What
did see like
they're-
they were talking about taking out like gender and like sexual identity and
Yep.
stuff like that, like protection or something like that against that or
Yep.
protection of that.
Oh yeah, all protection of that.
Yeah.
Sexual identity. I'm sure.
I think racial too. Yeah.
Race too. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Abolish the Department of
Justice.
Education.
Oh, yeah, education,
Justice.
and they're
Yeah.
trying to change the Department of Justice. Yep.
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 So it
For
was wild. Yeah, it was wild. That was the first time hearing about that.
So I just saw it on social media pop up, and first time I saw it, I didn't think nothing of it because it's just like whatever. But then I started seeing it a couple more times, and I was like, "Oh, this is a real thing. Like this is already
Mhm.
a live document." That's you know. So for those of you that don't know, we're talking about Project 2025.
Project
So
2025.
I don't know how to explain it real well. I have a video that I watched, and I can pull that up,
Yeah.
but because I don't want to like explain it and be wrong, like because it can be really there's a line there where you can almost make it sound too radical, but at
Yeah.
the same time it is kind of radical.
I'll throw my
Yeah,
take or sentence out there.
go ahead.
It's a political playbook for conservatives. Really, it's a
Mm,
political playbook for conservatives to put in place pretty much their policies and stuff that they want to happen. So put that in place, and to keep it in place and solidify that. And so there's a whole, like you said, a whole document or a whole playbook on how to do that.
Yep. Okay. That's a good explanation for it, actually. Yeah, that's good. I don't have the words to be able to do that. So, but here's the video's news outlet. Who is this? NBC News. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. This was one thing I did have a problem with, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Print for a second Trump term. It may be this document, more than 900 pages long, outlining big changes to government as we know it.
If we don't win, this country is finished.
Making a splash everywhere, from Congress.
Project 2025 is a far-right manifesto.
To TikTok.
Project 2025 likely isn't going to happen.
Making a stir among progressives.
Is a 900-page blueprint for an authoritarian takeover.
Oh, just the right's blueprint for reshaping America.
Project 2020, the brainchild of former Trump officials and conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation.
Weaponized conservatives ready to do battle against the deep state.
That battle plan outlining several key proposals, including a federal government under much tighter presidential control. Even now, independent agencies like the Department of Justice would answer almost entirely to the president. It's a controversial idea known as unitary executive theory that would streamline decision-making and potentially replace many career civil servants with political appointees presumably loyal to Mr. Trump. The plan calls for more spending for a U.S.-Mexico border wall, a signature Trump proposal back in 2016.
Build that wall.
More federal power to control immigration and increase
These
fees.
cuts are crazy.
Allowed to stay. On this side of the border, big cuts to corporate taxes and income tax for America's highest earners, cuts to federal investments in renewable energy and carbon reduction goals, and more fossil fuel and energy production. Project 2025 also taking aim at what it calls woke culture warriors, calling for deleting a long list of terms from all federal rules, including sexual orientation and gender identity. It also would eliminate the education department. It's not uncommon for think tanks to create wish lists for governments in waiting, but with the race for the White House basically deadlocked, Democratic opposition to the plan is ramping up against what Congressman Jared Huffman, behind the Stop Project 2025 task force, calls a dystopian plot.
I think what troubles me the most is just the explicitness of the extremism. We've never seen them talk in this kind of a swaggering, explicit way about basically gutting our democracy. They're doing it now, and the people who are saying these things are the most inner circle leaders of Donald Trump's political world.
Those behind Project 2025 accuse Democrats of fear-mongering.
This really would tee up an incoming administration to achieve more than we've ever seen under a conservative president before.
As for the Trump campaign's response to all things Project 2025, the campaign says unless it's coming from the former president's own mouth, no aspect of future presidential staffing or policy announcements should be deemed official.
Okay. So yeah, that's Project 2025. What are your thoughts?
It's so I just it's not crazy to me now because I just watched the first episode of The Boys season, whatever the newest season is, right?
Oh, I love that show. I'm in the first season, but I love it.
You're in the first season. But I don't want to spoil it. But something like this happens in the episode. It's like, how do I do such and such? And then they're like, well, do this.
Mm-hmm.
This sequence of events will get you what you want, right?
Yeah.
And it's in a political atmosphere. And so it sounds like this Project 2025, it sounds like maybe that episode could have been derived from this or vice versa. So it's not far-fetched to think about that now. But before yet last night, I probably would have been more like, oh, damn, like for real. But I will say the amount of detail that the thing has, because it's like I was watching the video and the lady said it was over 900 pages.
Yeah.
The official
920.
Yeah. Even they say in the video there, 920 pages. So 920 pages of what though? of what? Like,
Yeah, because 9 pages and 920 are completely different. 9 pages is like maybe we all got together, we were just throwing down some notes. 920 pages is we sat down for
we
years
brainstormed
and
this
talked
shit.
about this. we got a plan.
So, but the fact that they're trying to build a database of people that they know, fuck with Trump or like are diehard, just in his corner, regardless of what is also. I think that's more or less the scary part. Hearing that they're trying to assemble all like-minded people to, essentially run the country.
Yeah. I feel like we have seen that in other movies too. What's that? Purge.
Oh yeah.
Purge is similar, like governmental wise, because like I mean they had the new founding fathers, so it was like it wasn't the presidential thing wasn't the same. It was like they were ran by almost like a committee. It seemed like. And now the theme of the movie is a little bit different than what we're talking about, but just that little nugget of like how the government was structured was similar to what this sounds like, whereas like you said, it's going to be people that are Trump supporters, and they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that basically it sounds like they want the president to have more power. Because like we have talked about before, the president doesn't have like end all be all power.
Right.
They're just more or less like the face of the country.
Yep.
But that's not where all the power comes. The power is coming from, I guess, what it's a judicial, and because they're the ones that like enforce the laws and all this stuff.
Vote for laws and bills.
Yeah. So, and that's part of the reason why they want that restructured, because of, I guess, some things they didn't have support there. So there were some things that wouldn't be able to get done. I mean, this is why I said, and Mo and I was just talking about this too, just like how do you, like, how do you go about it when you're voting? Like, I'm not gonna like make a push one way or the other, but how do you go about it when you're voting to like make sure that everybody understands that there are more than 2 candidates on the ballot? You know what I mean? Because I feel like we only see often 2 candidates. So there's like Democrat, Republican, but parties, and there's other people running. They're just not as funded or promoted or marketed because of funding.
Yep, that.
So I'm curious how is it that you even go about to get people aware to be like, hey, you don't have to necessarily, the way I've heard it phrased before, is people will say, well, I'm just going to pick the lesser of 2 evils. Well, how can we get out of the mindset of picking the lesser of 2 evils? Like when we see something like this, and we've experienced this and we've seen this, how do we get away from picking the lesser of 2 evils and like actually diving into what other candidates are doing or wanting to accomplish? You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's one of my curiosities, because it's like, if something like this is out there and it's a real thing, Project 2025, you'll still have people that are like, yeah, this is what I want, and then you'll have people, no, that's not what I want, so I'm going to vote for this guy, even though I don't really like what this guy does. I just don't want this.
That's all. That's what I want to get to when it comes down to it. It's like it seems like it could be a play by the other side to try to sway, like, hey, look at this piece of look at this document that we've known about for however long, since it's already 920 pages, but we really didn't start talking about it until election year to drum up conversation and to sway people, maybe sway people's opinions and stuff like that.
That's a good point, actually, because you're right. That document would have had to been around for a while, because you don't just come up with 920 pages overnight. I don't even think you come up with that within a year, because people that write novels don't come up with that in a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm imagine like they would have to go through a lot of like, documents, look at laws and stuff like that to see what's legal, what they could legally do and say and all that stuff. And then, it comes out in election year. So
Yep. And to go about it in a way where it's, I guess, non-criminal.
Yeah.
So it coming out in election year is just another, coincidence, I guess. I saw. But it seems like it could be. I don't like it put like that. Yeah, like at face value.
Yeah,
that sounds wild. Abolishing all that stuff, defunding, like just really, like you said, putting all power into the hand of said president.
Yeah.
And it seems like this will only get put into play when the right person gets put into office and they know they want to say, okay, let's hit that button.
Yeah.
So having it be there regardless of, who wins this election, but what about the next election? What about the next election down the line?
Yeah.
It's still going to be there, right? So
that's a good point, because regardless, like you said, that's a good point. It's still there.
If it's something they want to do, it's probably going to stay in the back pocket.
So I guess that's another thing. Yeah, that's true. We have to know that, all right, this is a valid thing. This is a real thing. We can't only look at the fact that, oh man, it came out in election year, so this must be some type of ploy. Whether it's a ploy or not, it's still a dangerous thing, because like you said, it still exists. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dang, man. That's a scary thing to think about. Because it's like basically everything that as a country we fought for, it can be.
It unravels the fabric of the country for real.
Yeah.
How it was built and everything.
Yeah.
Good or bad. It seems like more bad in this case, but just life at that point, life as we know, we can say like life as we know kind of ends, like just how the country is ran. That'd be a drastic shift. There'd be some, I don't know. I think there'd be some uprising from that.
I think there will be, but I just don't know where it would come from.
Yeah,
It would probably be scattered, and it'd be scattered throughout the country, and it wouldn't. I think it would make news, but it wouldn't make a difference, if that makes sense. Because it's just like, I mean, especially if like all powers and if the power is in one person's hands, and they can just, if things get too crazy, they can just declare martial law, and then now we're in an even worse situation. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't. Man, kind of ties your hands. But it's like that's what I'm saying, because it's like, man, what do you? I guess what do you do about that? Like, what I'm saying, like, because it doesn't feel like there's any solution from our standpoint, like as just a regular civilian, because this is going to be seen only two ways. You know what I mean? Like by the masses.
Oh yeah,
it's only going to be two ways.
Two sides.
It's going to be, oh, they're just defaming. They're just trying to defame our, future president, or hey, this is really scary. We don't want that in office. We want to stick with where we're at, and that's the only two ways that by the majority. Let me rephrase. By enough people to make a difference. Those are the two ways it's going to be seen. And then this gray area that exists is like, okay, how can we say, again, that we need to sit down and look at everybody that's running, all right, and truly do a dive into everybody that's running, and then we need to once we've addressed that thing, we need to address this document. Because the fact that it actually exists, we need to figure out what this means, like truly, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't understand. Because I actually did try to look at the document itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's too much in there that I didn't understand, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, let me watch videos. So, which is not good. Like, that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
you can't watch, like, when stuff like this, you can't just watch videos, and I know that, but I'm too lazy. So I am average citizen that is going to be like, let me just watch the videos, and then when you just watch the videos, you get pulled one side or the other, because whatever the opinion of that video is, that's probably where you're going to lean if you're watching enough of that one video. So,
subconsciously or not.
yeah.
Yep.
Because you're going to tend to pick stuff that kind of aligns with what you're thinking, or you'll pick something that is so far off from what you're thinking just so you can argue it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know, because that's kind of the two ways that people operate on social media. They look at content that they love that agrees with their beliefs, or they go look at stuff that they hate just so they can put something under there to argue that side. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally what happens.
Uproar.
Yeah.
Whether you agree or disagree, it's always back and forth.
Yeah. So, and that's why I said, like, I think that's where we're going to end up being at. So it just isn't. I don't know. I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It's just I don't know what to do about it.
I think it comes, one factor ultimately is obviously money, because those other parties don't have the backing or the money to advertise their thoughts or whatever, or to be in the same spaces, and then they just get drowned out by the two major parties.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't know if it's good or bad. Well, bad that they're not being heard, but I don't know if maybe their ideas are shit too. Who knows? It's just the fact that having a pool to choose from, or having more choice and just different mindsets and different views to align with, and hope for the best. I don't know. Probably 2025 seems like doomsday to me, though.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I think like if we understand the at least hear out the other candidates, I feel like then we're actually exercising our freedoms. Because if you tell people they only have two choices, is there any freedom? If you
good point.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can only choose this or that, then there's no.
You say no, you're right.
There's an illusion of freedom because you get to pick between two people, but what if two people actually are the same? You know what I mean? Like, not the same. Like,
you getting even deeper. So, okay.
Well, I'm saying this to say this because essentially, the two parties that we that are publicized, that have the most money, there is a middle ground where they both are the same, the same entity, but they have different ways they like to do it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's still about making money for the country and feeding whoever's funding them, continuing to help them, so that way the people that are funding them can continue funding them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the person that's giving me $100 million, well, in order to make sure that you're being taken care of, I need to make sure that the policies in place help you, so that way you can continue helping me, so I can stay in this position and continue to do things the way that I want to do, which that's all that the other side does. Both sides are doing the same thing,
different way,
just in a different way, and they just talk to a different person. You know what I'm saying?
Say example, energy, with the energy conversation. So it's like coal, and then there's gas, electric, and then there's clean energy. So whoever you're lobbying with, that's who you'll talk to. So I guess more southern, it seems like more of the southern states, or the states that have like the mountains and Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
So there's coal there, right? So they'll lobby more for companies that deal with mining or deal with the coal.
Yeah.
And maybe in the Midwest, in Iowa, there's a lot of wind energy. So they'll lobby with MISO, or maybe some wind energy companies and stuff like that. So
There's a game. Have you ever played any of the Fable games?
No.
They're on Xbox. Fable 3. It's not my favorite one, but that's besides the point. It's a good one. One, 2, and 3 are all great. Number 2 is my favorite one. And number 3 is good, but it wasn't my favorite one. For me, it goes 2, 1, and 3. But anyways, on the third one, the gist of it is this: you are a prince. Your brother is now the king of the whole kingdom, right? Of the whole kingdom of Albion or whatever. He is evil. Okay, like he's hard on people. He's taxing them. He's doing this, and this, and like he's taking in all this money to build up his military, and he's being even harder on the people and making them work harder to bring in more money so he can continue building his military, right? Well, your job as the younger brother and the prince is you're exiled, and now you got to try to get back in and build up your group or whatever so you can take over the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So by the time you get to that point and you take over the kingdom, now you get an opportunity to decide whether you want to basically execute your brother, or do you want to just let him go and have him help you like in the process, so you can pick either side. And the whole time you're trying to build up in all the Fable games, you're trying to either build up your fame or your infamy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this. Yep.
So now here's the thing: when you take over and you make your choice whether you execute him or let him live, you learn why he was the way he was. Okay, because he knew that there was like this plague coming, right? It's like these spirits or something. Like there's like, I don't know, but there was like an enemy coming that was coming to devour the town. Like he knew about it, like devour the kingdom. So he was trying to build up his military because he thought that if he can make enough money and build up the military big enough, he can fight this force off and save everybody. And so when you learn that, now you have a choice. Like you can either tax people more or tax people less, but then you lose money and your army shrinks. But if you tax people more, the people hate you, and you start looking more like your brother, but you build up your funds so you can continue building the army. The point of the matter is you either going to make a bunch of money and have a huge army, so when you fight them at the end, like you have an easier fight, or you have no money and then you're fighting them, but you're fighting them basically by yourself.
Okay.
And it's a harder fight to beat the game. So what I'm saying is, the point I'm saying is that the same thing in our society, in government, these two parties they have the same agenda. In my opinion, they have the same agenda. Like you said, they have two different ways of going to meet that agenda, though. You know what I mean? Just like those two brothers, they were both fighting the same thing. It was just, how do you go about this fight, though? You know what I mean?
Right.
And who is it benefiting? And so that's why I'm saying, like, if we look at, looking at the other parties, they could all, like you said, they could all have terrible ideas. They could all be in the same situation. They could just be on a smaller level and just be like, hey, once I get in there, I'm gonna do the same thing they do anyway. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, at least exercise their freedom. Hear them out. Exercise of freedom. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you find somebody that actually makes a difference. I don't know.
And then you push them.
Yeah.
And then, and then you get back on Facebook and repost them and post them on your Instagram story and all that shit that happens with election year.
Yeah, basically.
For real, yeah.
And then you can wear your little sticker and say I voted and all that good stuff. And but I don't know. It's just, it's a tough thing, man. It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older I've got, I've thought I would get better at looking into stuff politics wise and finding more out about that. Hasn't hit me yet, but the more I hear about stuff, and it's like, I am interested when I do hear about it now.
Yeah.
I am interested. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, as in before, I'd be like, probably don't affect me, so I don't really care. But now it's like, what does that mean essentially, or exactly?
Yeah, man. It's a tough situation, man. It's a tough situation because, like, us as adults now, we are responsible for paying attention to that stuff. But like you said, we've also grown up to feel, like you said, that most of the stuff didn't affect us directly, or if it did affect us, it didn't affect us
in a positive,
in a way that it maybe
helped us.
didn't make a move. So you're just like, well, whatever, so it's almost just like an exercise, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough thing, because I don't know that it's ever going to end up that way where we actually exercise our freedom and really do that. Because like you said, I think too many people think like we do as well. And they're just gonna go with whatever sounds good. Hey, what did everybody on social media, what was they talking about? Videos I saw, and social media has kind of made it worse, to be honest, because
made it horrible.
Now nobody really wants to study the candidates, because it's like, well, I saw this video, I saw that video, and
now I already know.
I
can get the gist of it.
And
the gist of it is same in every video. It's programmed to be like that. So I don't know. It's something. Damn, it's something that it's starting to be our responsibility, like you said.
Unfortunately, we're not very responsible.
I think it's going to have to be a huge ass event or some big shift to get a mass mindset change when it comes to that type of stuff. Drastic have to happen.
And that's what I'm like, I wonder what it was, because I mean, we've had so many huge things happen in our time since being alive.
For real.
I feel like our generation still really care, because bro, when you remember, I don't know if you remember a while back when they was like the world was gonna get hit by an asteroid, and it was gonna, they were like, oh man, this could happen, like the asteroid could hit the world. What was the first thing people did? They put the Jordan crying face on the planet. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. It's just a joke to you. It's just a whole joke. Like, it's like, and that's what makes it difficult, because it's like, man, like, because when you hear stuff like that, you're like, oh man, and then you see that meme and you like, that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. All right. But no, seriously, no. It's
like, this is serious business.
They just put the crying face on everything, man. It's just like, and that's our generation, whether we like it or not. I don't know the exact person that's doing it, but I would just say that it's our generation. We're the social media age. So
the memesters.
We condoned all that behavior, and like we talked about before with the music, we condoned all the nonsense, and now it's here, and now we're the adults, and we're looking like
damn, that's true.
But we condoned it when we were the kids. We condoned all this nonsense, and so now we're gonna deal with it. Now it's a thing. So we took everything as a joke, and
just started getting it's been getting darker and darker. That's what it's been.
For sure.
Starting out lighthearted, now it's just like joke to keep the spirits up. In this sense.
Because we actually had to experience a lot. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to say experience a lot, because then it's like, they're like, oh, y'all didn't go through the Great Depression, y'all didn't go through World War II. No. But I mean, like, when we were kids, like, the Twin Towers got bombed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one of the first things that I can remember that was like just huge. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was the federal building bombings when I was a little kid, but that, and my mom took me out of the federal building in Kansas City, but that one was in like Oklahoma, I think, or something like that. But I was like 4 years old or something like that. But that happened. But then, like I said, that bomb, the Twin Towers, then the war in Iraq that went on for a long time. Like, what else happened in that time? And then obviously all the social injustice stuff with, seeing Trayvon Martin. When we was in college, we saw the Trayvon Martin, thing, and not thing. We saw him be murdered and watched the trial and all that stuff, and George Floyd, and Michael, I don't want to forget his name. I don't want to.
Mike. It's not Mike Brown, is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Michael
no.
Brown. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to forget his name, but and then the countless others. Like we watched all this stuff, so like, you know, I don't want to necessarily justify. I mean, I feel like that's what I'm doing, as I'm excusing or justifying the joking, but I guess I'm just trying to put it in context that like our generation has seen a lot of unfortunate events, and it's like people cope with stuff differently. I'll just say that.
Yeah, the fact that we see the unfortunate events, and then it's not like it's a passing moment. It's
Yeah.
like we see it, and it's there for
Mhm.
a good 4-6 months.
Yeah.
Or some are even faster, you know, longer, whatever. But the fact that it stays around and it stays a topic of conversation for however amount of time
Mhm.
makes it stick with you even more.
Yeah, because we actually see the videos.
Yeah.
Now we see the videos of the like Emmett Till, right? Emmett Till, when he was killed, when he was murdered, the only way you saw that was either you attended the funeral or you saw the front page of the magazines on the national level. You saw that, and that was the shocker to everybody. Like, whoa,
Right.
okay, you know, this is way out of hand. You know what I'm saying? This is a kid that was killed and brutally murdered, you know, in that way. And now we're seeing it in act like George Floyd. I saw that video. You know what I'm saying? And you hear him talking, you hear him begging for his life, and you see that, you know, you watch all this stuff, and so like you tell yourself you're not going to watch it, one, like, you know, or at least I do. I try to tell myself, don't watch that, don't watch that, don't watch that.
Yeah.
And it pops up every, you know, when it happened, it everybody's posting it and talking about it. So you eventually see it, and when you see it, then your heart just breaks. Same thing with Trayvon Martin, your heart just breaks. Like, you know, you see these things happen, and essentially in real time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like that's different for the human psyche. Like our brains are not supposed to see stuff like that, or, you know,
Time and time again.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, so like I said, I just think that I think people cope differently when they see stuff. So some people are going to make jokes about it, and, you know, the people that are the ones that will make the jokes about it, or, you know, post something to be funny. They're doing it because in their mind that's the way that they can, you know, get it off of them. Yeah, to kind of
with it and
cope
not
with
have
it.
to deal with
And
it.
then the people that repost it might have I don't want to say uplifted, because that sounds, you know, like dismissive, but I think they just like they felt the same way. Like this was a way for them to cope. Like, all right, you know, and you just keep pushing. The same thing that comedians do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not justifying it because, like, you know, these are tragedies, but I think that's just how, you know, folks cope with their, you know, their feelings, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So,
Yep.
and
I would agree.
therefore we end up here, you know, not being able to take stuff serious because we've seen too much, you know, witnessed too much serious stuff. So
and kind of numb to it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all it is at this point.
Yep. But let's liven this up, because just like this,
Right.
I don't want to get stuck there. But let's get into the wiki or something.
Yeah, let's I had an idea of where to start from, but let's just make it random.
Okay.
Let's just make it random.
Bet.
So I'm gonna say the let me look. Is this a thing? Night Safari Singapore.
Night Safari Singapore.
Yeah. Night Safari, Singapore. Start there.
I bet you I spelled Singapore wrong. That's really random. Okay. So this one right here.
Yep.
Okay. And then what do you want to go to? You want to go? Let's go to let's go to no, not that. That might be too easy. I'm trying to think. Let's go to a comedian.
You like? Okay.
Let's end at a comedian. Richard Pryor.
I was gonna say it, but all right.
Was that what you gonna say?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, what was you
I
gonna
was
say?
thinking it.
You was thinking Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Richard Pryor.
All right.
You know what it looks like?
Yep.
All right.
Pull it up on. Do you?
Oh, hold on. I guess I don't. Hold on. Let me see. Richard Pryor.
Oh wow. Okay. This is different.
What?
Okay,
I got it.
Layout. They give you options for the layout. All right. So Night Safari, Singapore.
Yep.
To
3.
Richard Pryor.
Yep. To Richard Pryor. 3, 5, 6, 1. Wiki. All right. Night Safari to Richard Pryor.
For people who don't know, the rules of the game are we click on links within the Night Safari wiki page to lead us to Richard Pryor, and you can only use hyperlinks within the wiki pages you find.
I think I got away.
Okay.
I think I got away.
I don't. Just like always.
I think I do. Let me try this though. I just need to find out how to get to one certain thing.
Moats, food and beverage, TP events.
Whoa.
I know what I'm gonna do.
What you gonna do?
Use one of your tactics.
What? What do I do?
Something I peeped before. I don't know.
What'd I do?
You know what you done. You wanna do it.
What do I gonna do?
Click the right links.
Oh. Yeah, you definitely need to click the right links. Oh man.
Okay.
Bro, this is about to be a roundabout if I'm able to get there. Man, let's just do this because I'm not about to get stuck. Actually, I might be doing all this and I might be wrong. I didn't account for that. Did not account for that. And if I'm wrong, boy, oh boy. Yeah. Nah, we don't do.
Okay.
What?
No, nothing. There's a lot of long list.
That's not what I want.
What's the population of the United States?
What?
Population of the United States?
What do you mean?
What's our population?
What do you mean? What's our population?
People.
How many people we got?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like in the United States? I have no clue. Why would I know that off the top of my head?
Okay. 340 million, I think.
Oh, you know what? I'm tripping.
What?
I didn't think of something that I could have just done. Now I might be too far gone though. Hold on. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Do page.
Wait.
You know,
I think I might have took a bad turn. Yeah, I might have took a bad turn. But let's see.
Whoa.
Nope. I think I'm okay. I think I know where I'm going.
Okay.
I think. Let me see.
Dang.
What?
Took a wrong guess. Fudge.
That's good. Hold up. I think we might be getting somewhere. Let's see.
Okay, let me try this. Oh, okay, let me try this one. Whoa.
Think. Hold on, let me see. Maybe not. Never mind.
Okay, maybe this. Maybe okay.
Do you know? Oh, never mind. Okay, hold on.
What? No, I don't know. You know I don't know. All right.
Hold on. Man, I might have should have just. Oh man.
There we go. Let's try this one.
Man, I think I should have just. Oh man. Man.
Damn it! Is this right? Oh, I gotta get the win. I gotta get the win today.
Yeah, man. Okay, I probably should have just went. Yeah.
Wait.
Maybe if I go here, I might be able to. I was already there, buddy. Bro, I was sitting here for like 2 minutes just talking into the mic.
I'm gonna cut that from the
Go back and check the footage, buddy.
I'm gonna cut that from the clip. Don't
You
worry.
thought you had it.
That was a good one, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was doing a lot of roundabouts, but I got Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, list of people from Brooklyn, Brooklyn, apparently again, history of New York City, Manhattan, Anthony Perkins, Psycho, the film, Alfred Hitchcock. I had a long way. England,
Excuse me.
what is this? Great Britain, Tree Squirrel, bro. Squirrel, Nocturnality, and Night Safari, Singapore. I was trying to get, because I think Richard Pryor was in Harlem Nights.
That's what I was thinking. New York. Yeah.
I
was
was like,
thinking where he was from.
Yeah, but he's from Illinois apparently.
Yeah.
But
Then I was like Ohio, Illinois.
yeah.
So
I just thought I know for certain though. Like once I was like, all right, I think he was in Harlem Nights. If I could find that. But then I was like, once I got to New York, I was like, wait. Comedians. I just got to find a comedian.
Yep. All right. Well,
yeah, man. Hey, click the right links. You almost did it. You almost clicked the right links.
I almost did. Shit, I just took too long.
I thought you were gonna look up when I was holding the phone. I was just holding that, and you didn't. So I was like, let me just keep talking.
Yeah, you did the right thing, because if you would have stopped, I would have looked up.
Shit. Man.
Damn, that was actually successful troll of Wiki game.
That was fun. That was fun. Hey, you got any last comments for the peoples?
No last comments. Just if you've heard anything about Project 2025, drop a comment and let us know what you heard about or what you think about it. Good or bad. So I'll be interested in learning.
Yep. Teach us.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit the bell icon.
Bing! We got to put that thing up there one time.
What?
The little bell icon thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So do that. Yeah.
I was about to say, who's going to edit it in?
Yeah. Rick's going to do that for us. He's going to do that. We're going to have a bell up there. So when I say bing, it's going to pop up. Every time I say bing, it's going to be a bell to pop up there. So it's going to pop binging. Bing, bing, every time. So, hey, Rick, just edit that. And then just keep putting it
on YouTube tutorial
it. Every time I say bing, I want that bell icon to pop up.
I looked right at so.
All right. This has been another week of the Rick and Jordy podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the other half of your host, Rick.
And we out.